Morning. Last time we had talked about the pollution, the air pollution, and we saw how horrible the situation is. 92% of the world population breathes polluted air and suffers untold misery apart from the economic issues. But is pollution a real problem? It is, but it is also a huge resource. If that resource is utilized properly, then this pollution would not be pollution, would not be a terrifying specter, but it would be a boon. What we need is entrepreneurial capability and innovativeness. This pollution is capable of providing us with excellent products and bring in an economic boom. Well, you'll be amazed how. Are you aware that almost 30% of the smog, if it's cleaned, is carbon, and carbon can be turned into diamonds. So, a technology has been developed which sucks the air. It's 7-meter tall towers are there built up. They suck the air, take it up, clean it, and 70% of that is cleaned and release that air back into the city. Now 70% air is clean, the balance 30% is pure carbon. And the technologists who have invented this technology say that it takes just 30 minutes of adequate pressure to convert that carbon into scintillating diamonds. And diamonds are forever. So, the air which was killing you is going to be a part of your engagement ring, your marriage ring, or jewelry around the throat, or arms, or wherever you want it to be. That means that not only you get fresh air, as 70% has been released back to you, but you also get huge asset in the shape of diamonds. And the proceeds from the sale of these diamonds can be utilized for building more towers, more suction pumps, more vacuums, because they are going to vacuum the bad air. So this is cyclically, if you keep on doing it, you can cover the whole world at a later stage. But even if you do it in most polluted places like Delhi, Shanghai, or Beijing, a problem that is causing us so much of worry can be alleviated, can be solved. Technology is there, but we are not using it. Rosgard, who has come up with this technology, says that properly utilized, the cost in a period of 6 months. And after 6 months, it is profit all the way, and you'll go laughing to your bank. Now, here lies in the innovativeness, entrepreneurial skill, and ability to visualize the benefits. The IRR, internal rate of return, and the ROI are excellent. You are paid back in 6 months. Initial investment is high, very high. 7-meter tall vacuums have to be built, towers. And then adequate pressure for converting that 30% carbon into diamonds. The technology is there, and it's a futuristic technology. But that's not the end. Do you know that the biggest problem we are facing in the solid waste is plastic? A study was undertaken by the World Economic Forum, and it found that if we continue to use garbage consists of plastic as it is, by 2050 we shall have to increase the garbage trucks every 1 minute taking the garbage to the sea. The oceans would be full of plastic garbage, destroying the ecology, destroying the marine life. But here and lo, the scientists have come up with a new product, air carbon. Now, air carbon has been made by a company called New Light, and it is 40% air, 60% greenhouse gas. So all the greenhouse gas which emerges from incineration of plastic. Now imagine, we say that it's biodegradable. Okay, they say burn it in a controlled situation, catch the methane gas as it comes out of it, and no oil, no fossil fuel, just air and captured carbon emission becomes a new product called air carbon. Now, air carbon is much more durable, much more environmentally friendly, and better than plastic. It looks like plastic, but it's better. And can you believe it? Already, one company had the gumption to tie up for the production of it. And it's already producing it. It's none other than the furniture giant, IKEA. They say that they are going to use this air carbon and use it in their furniture all the way. It will be more durable, more nice looking, and would lack the impact of plastic. You don't like plastic, but it will look like metal or wood. They'll give it a grainy look. Wow. Again, if other companies also tie up with it, and already 74 billion worth of air carbon is going to be produced in the next 3 years. But the future is immense. What is happening actually is that 14% of the total global plastic packaging is collected, and only 2% is utilized for recycling. That's it. The rest all is dumped into the ocean. So here is a technology from the air, bad air, you are converting into diamonds. The solid waste, you are converting into air carbon. Can anything be better than that? But is that the end? No. Can you believe that the pollution material can be converted into material which has practical applications? And here, you can use carbon-rich soot for art supplies. And you can use it to make ink, pens, paints. Wow, and India is doing a great job in it, but the real work is being done by MIT. They have produced air ink. So from air carbon we move to air ink, which is an emission captured by the cylindrical device. You have a car, and car is giving the exhaust. So you attach a cylindrical device to the exhaust, catch it, and in 30 minutes, enough carbon is captured from the car exhaust to make a pen. Do you know who is doing it? It's one gentleman from India, Anurag Sharma. And he says that he thought of this when he saw the pollution stain on his clothes. Already 13 of the top most polluted cities in the world are in India. And satellite imagery shows that In New Delhi, the PM 2.5 particles I was talking about are 128, while they are 81 in Beijing and 31 in Washington. So the whole pollution there can be converted into inks, into pen, into paints. As a resource, it's great. And as per the statement of the inventors, the payback period is about 3 years. Not bad. But it's there. But the best thing I liked was you can convert carbon dioxide back into fuel. So you use a fuel once, it goes out, you capture it and reuse it. You know what happens is, this year, the highest level of atmospheric pollution, CO2, carbon dioxide, was maximum in the last 4 million years. So all this surplus extra carbon dioxide is floating in the atmosphere. The trees are not sufficient to capture all of it, are converted back into oxygen. So accident happened. And accidentally, US Department of Energy's Oak Ridge National Laboratory discovered something or invented something. And they have used nanotechnology techniques to turn this floating carbon dioxide into ethanol. Earlier we were making ethanol from maize, from grass. In India we are converting one grass into it. But we have to grow that, looking at the demand. And here is it, carbon dioxide is in the air. You take it from the air and convert into ethanol. Basically, our current fleet right now has no modification. What needs to be done is, earlier they had the catalytic converter. So now you have to attach a bag to the exhaust, and the bags have every half an hour you have to fill it, or you can increase the size of the bag or whatever. Things would have to be done. And then, put those bags in the factory where they'll convert it into ethanol. The payback period, according to Dr. Adam Rodinkoff, is 18 months. 18 months. And after the profitability, gross, of course, because it will change from country to country, and we say that 83%. Imagination staggers. But then, if you have the capability, then you can do it. Branson of the Virgin Atlantic, when he was in a school, his teacher told him, look at Branson, either you will become a jailbird or you will become a multimillionaire. And he told his teacher, sir, you are wrong, I'll become a billionaire. And at the age of 26, he was a billionaire. And he came from a very poor family. But he had the imagination, he had the capacity, and he utilized the innovative skills. Now these innovative technologies which I've talked about, turning smog into diamonds, turning carbon into paints, turning carbon into fuel, into better type of plastic is not a bad idea. And this, the ethanol is by accident. It's difficult to go straight from ethanol in a single catalyst, but he says that this is the best renewable energy resource. You are continue using the fossil fuel, but then you use it again and again and again and again. Of course, the decreasing one, but if you keep on adding it. But is that the end? Human ingenuity has no end ever. Population is increasing. Urbanization is increasing. You need more houses. You need more shopping malls. You need more infrastructure. And when the air is so bad, you can use it to make bricks. Last December, a Chinese performance artist went viral. You know what he did was he converted polluted air into a brick. This artist called himself Nut Brother. He walked around the streets of China for 100 days with an industrial-sized vacuum cleaner trailing behind him. He was walking and he had in his hand a vacuum cleaner, huge vacuum cleaner. And you know what he did was, he mixed this collected dust with clay and made that into bricks, carbon bricks. And they were better. They were better in the sense that they protected from insulation quality was much better. They were lighter as well. So here's a new product. Earlier fly ash bricks were used, and he thought, oh, if fly ash bricks can be made, why not collect the dirt which is in the air, clean the air and convert into bricks. And he is successful. He has now set up one factory, and he says that he's willing to give the technology. And he's an artist turned entrepreneur. So we find that the opportunities are endless. It's up to mankind to make use of it. Pollution is bad. But every bad thing has a bright side. Every cloud has a silver lining. Human innovativeness, human ingenuity is endless. And we have seen these new technologies that we talked about today. Since Friday is a day for giving more information, an insight into the fields of knowledge, we thought that the scary monster of pollution can be disarmed by using its own resources to make the world richer and a better place to live in. It's up to us to make use of it. But the knowledge and the capability is there, and it's becoming a bonanza now. Pollution into wealth, pollution into welfare, more employment, more industry. Maybe that might be the beginning of the 5th industrial revolution, while the 4th industrial revolution is still to take off. Think about it.